Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. Now, we all have heard of the incident where two pieces of parasites were shot and killed by a licensed firearm holder in the trial area of Junction, St. Elizabeth in the wee hours of Christmas Eve last year, just a few weeks back. Now, for most of us, we just hear the incident and we say, Ray, all law-abiding citizens just say, okay, that's nice, and we just move on. But we have got to understand that there are some extremely important, as a matter of not even important, some vital lessons to be learned from this specific incident. And for those of you who this might have not have thought, given it some thought, I have an extremely analytical mind, and I want you to spend some time with me because what I'm about to say in relation to this incident can probably save your lives, can save many lives going into the future. And before I get into the critical aspect of this incident, let me preamble a bit. Not really preamble, but let me go somewhere to build you up to where we are to go. And here is it. The gun laws of this country need to change. Can you imagine how many of these pieces of germs would not be here if there had been more licensed firearm holders? I'm tired for hold up bar. It is one of the main things they prey on, to take out the cash machines and so on and rob the patrons. Therefore, the Firearms Licensing Authority needs to come on board. The government, as a matter of fact, needs to understand that issuing guns to decent, law-abiding citizens saves lives and keep crime down. You see, guys, guns have only two enemies: rust and crooked politicians. If you put down your gun in certain places careless, where it can get rusty, it will go rusty. And crooked politicians, they don't want decent people to have guns because they're afraid those guns may turn on them. One, they're afraid those guns may turn on the criminals that are backing them. As they know that the criminals' guns will never be turned against the politicians. Never have, never will. So believe me, there's a method to the madness as to why the government refuses to give a lot of decent citizens firearms. But let me say one thing. It should be the right, the automatic right of every citizen to bear arms to protect themselves. That should be a right. But under the Jamaican laws, it's a privilege that they can offer you and take back on a whim, or they can choose not to offer you. It's a privilege, not a right, and that is one concept that need to change. Every Jamaican citizen should have an automatic right to a firearm. And then when he applies, the government should give justification from a list of standards as to why that person shouldn't have one. And if the person does not fit any of those criteria for disqualification, he should automatically get the firearm. That's it. It should be an automatic right. But now, let's look at the consequences of the actions of that licensed firearm holder. It is obvious that he saved the health or probably the life of several people in that bar. Not only that, he saved the lives of many other people that those parasites would have gone and killed elsewhere. And he has saved the property of the countless dozens or hundreds of people that they would have robbed in future. Oh, what a glorious day it was. But even more than that, he saved the taxpayers several millions of dollars. Why? Because in Jamaica, it takes an average of $3.8 million to treat each gunshot victim in Jamaica. Therefore, most importantly, This man saved the taxpayers millions upon millions of dollars that would have been spent to take care of them in jail. To take care of them in hospital if he had just shot and injured them. And also, if they had escaped, the amount of millions that would have been spent on gunshot victims who survived and would have had to have been in hospital seeking treatment. A study conducted by the Violence Prevention Alliance revealed that the total cost of violence-related injuries over in 2022 was $8.6 billion. That billion with a B. Now, if we didn't have any, this is just for gunshot victims, 8.6 billion. The direct medical costs due to interpersonal violence amounted to approximately 22% of Jamaica's total health budget. Plus, the time spent in hospital of these people before they can come back out to start working and produce is another $5 billion. In one fell swoop, this licensed firearm holder, ching ching, he saved the cost of keeping them in jail, he saved the cost of the food and the light and the water and the prosecution's fee in the courts, saved the cost of treating them in hospital by dispatching them straight to Satan. He saved the country more money by not having them send other people into the hospital. So this man, in one fell swoop, saved the country at least maybe $20 or $30 million. Shane Darling of the FLA, Firearm Licensing Authority, are you listening? Andrew Holness, are you listening? Now we reach the most important part of the lessons that we need to learn here. Now listen good. We are going to analyze the actions of the hero of the evening and how he operated. And we need to learn some lessons from this guy. Now, as you can see from the first photograph, the first gunman came in and he stick up the man in the red shirt. The hero of the evening, though, obviously he was outside. The second gunman came in after that and took him from outside and took him inside. That section of the video is very blurry, so it's not clear, but it's obvious what happened. At this point, they had put the one in the red shirt to lie on the ground. And during all this time, the one in the blue shirt, the hero of the day, he kept his cool. He looked calm, collected, and harmless. He did not draw any undue attention to himself. He complied with all the orders of the gunmen. Look at his hands. He makes sure keep his hands away from his body and try to look as harmless as it's humanly possible. But that is a stance ready for action. He just stood there and he bided his time. He waited until the second gunman, the one who had took him into the building, waited for that one to go around the counter and start searching for the money. And while one was looking for the money, and the other one was looking outside to see if outside was clear and secure. That was when the hero of the day made his move. In one very smooth flow, he just pulled his weapon and in no second flat, he named the one behind the counter. Then he turned the weapon toward the one by the door who didn't even realize what was happening. He put 3 into the one around the counter. And then he went for the other one who didn't have a chance to even raise his weapon. Once he heard gunshots, he took out towards the door, but he was already shot. The hero of the day, he went after him while he was running, and I know him giving several in the back because him in the yellow hoodie wasn't going to be looking back, and him just yam him food. So, you know why he was able to get away with this so easily? He followed one of the most important rules that anybody who carries a licensed firearm should obey. Always keep your gun locked and cocked. In other words, there must always be one in the chamber and selected and ready to fire at a moment's notice. If this man had not already pulled back the slide and selected one in the chamber and simply locked safety, you would never have had a chance to pull back the slide, select one, and start firing. That is a valuable lesson that all licensed firearm holders should know. If you're going to carry a gun, carry it cocked and locked. It takes 0 seconds to turn off the safety and start firing. You're going to have a licensed firearm and you're going to have it without one selected in the chamber, and that is just ornament, because you don't know when you're going to have just a split second to act when your life depends on it. So this man knew that lesson, and I say kudos to him. You can see that this man is well trained, because as you can see, he stooped slightly. He went into a combat stance. He held the gun with both hands, one for aiming, one for balancing. Very importantly, he make sure say him name them food good and properly. Well, me not going to do like Popeyes. On Popeyes news link, we see police carrying gunman, or licensed firearm holder carrying gunman, and then him say job well done. Once you're carrying gunman, it's not a job well done. Put more pressure upon the every branches of the Jamaican economy. Can't be a job well done. But this is one story where this is a job well done. Kudos to you, sir, and I hope you learn valuable lessons from this. So I say like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.